So what we're going to do next is to compare and contrast in a role play, because we know you love our role plays, those who haven't seen them before. We're going to compare, firstly, the sort of typical consultation that people do, which is dig around and find a problem, and then give a heavy dose of advice, put a big dollop of advice right in the person's lap, and then send them away. And of course, we all know that if advice and information worked, nobody would smoke, for example, would they? We've all got information, we've all been given advice, it doesn't necessarily lead to behaviour change. So we'll do the traditional model first, and then we'll replay it in the way that David would now do it, where we're trying to not uncover the problem, but in a sense uncover the solution, uncover the hoped-for future, and then you'll see him fan the flames, and then I'll explain afterwards the actual model that he's using. So we're going to do the role play now.
Right, so welcome to my surgery. Here we are. I'm going to sit down now, and Mrs. Jones is going to come in, and we'll find out what she's come for. So here she comes. So what brings you here, Mrs. Jones?
Well, it's a bit embarrassing, really, but I went to see the nurse, and she said I was morbidly obese. And she said I had to come and see you. Morbidly
obese, right. Well, that sounds serious, doesn't it, really? So what do you think are the health risks of being obese? In your experience, what do you think?
Well, my knees are really sore, so I guess that's down to it, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm tired.
Anything
I'm
else?
really tired all the time.
And you think that the obesity might be leading to that?
Probably, isn't it? Yeah, I would think so.
Well, I mean, that's a couple of things. I actually think there are some more serious things that obesity can lead to. I don't know. Had you heard that it could lead to type 2 diabetes? Because
my mum was type 2, wasn't she?
Was she? Well, that could be really important if she had diabetes, because with this morbid obesity, that could be something we should worry about. But it's also linked with several forms of cancer and high blood pressure. Have you got any other family history? So I've heard about your mum. Any other family history of cancer or high blood pressure?
High blood pressure, yeah.
Really? So you see, this morbid obesity is a significant problem, and we need to work together to try and sort this out. So before you leave, I'd like to weigh you again, because I'd like to know exactly what you weigh, and I'm going to write down the weight for you so you know. And really... And then I really feel you need to see our practice nurse perhaps every 2 weeks. I'm going to book you some appointments with the nurse. And then we got the question, what are you going to do meanwhile? So I've got you some leaflets here. Here's a leaflet. Oh, and look, I've got more leaflets. There's another leaflet there. And another leaflet, you see. So you've got the leaflets now, and I'll make the appointment. But do remember what I said about the significant risks of being morbidly obese, and clearly we need to do something. So anyway, thank you. There we are. So that's Mrs. Jones, sorted out. Sorted out.
Thoroughly depressed.
She's sorted out. So let's do Mrs. Jones again. So what brings you here, Mrs. Jones?
It's a bit embarrassing, but I went to see your nurse, and she said I had to come and see you because of my weight problem.
Oh, that's interesting. So we're going to talk about weight loss, perhaps. So I've got a question for you. If I could make losing weight easy for you...
Well, that would be great.
That would be great, but what would your goal weight be? How much would you like to lose?
Oh, wow. Well, I felt pretty good when I was about 10 and a half, 11 stone, a long time ago.
Okay, so you felt that.
Yeah.
Now, what really interests me is what difference in your life would that weight loss make? Help me understand, how would your life be changed if we could do that miracle and you could weigh 10 and a half stone?
Well, I've got really absolutely wrecks me walking around, so painful knees, I'm sure they would be better. I'd feel a lot, I'm so tired all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I used to feel a lot more energetic, so that would be really nice. Yeah. What else?
If you weighed 10 and a half stone, how's life?
That would be amazing. So I've got a new granddaughter coming, so it would be nice to do more things. I feel so embarrassed, you know, going
Yeah.
like swimming or anything. It would be lovely to
Okay.
be able to do more
Yeah,
childcare.
You mentioned, have you lost weight before ever?
Yeah, I did, a few
And
years ago.
you
Put it all back on.
did you? But when you lost weight, can you remember back to any things that went well, anything that seemed to help you lose weight?
I did Weight Watchers, and I'm quite an organised person, so I stuck to it really thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're an organised person, and being organised helped you with that. I'm just casting round for things that might help with this. Anybody at home that might help you with?
Perhaps not at home, but my sister's, she's put on a lot of weight recently. And we were only saying the other day we need to get a grip, really. So
It'd be good to get her on board. That sounds a good idea. So we had the idea, you were mentioning you'd like to be 10.5 stone, but clearly that would be a big ask, wouldn't it? So if we were to take, just before you meet me the next time, just one small step that you think might help you lose weight, is there something you could think now that you might do?
one small step. I used to take my lunches to work, and then I took, you know, like healthy stuff, which is much better than going to the canteen where I end up just eating muffins and stuff like that. So that would be one thing I could do.
Do you think you could commit to that? Would that be reasonable?
Yeah,
and next
sure.
time I see you? Good. Just my next thing is, you know, when you said you lost a lot of weight, did you notice, I mean, how did that feel for you? Can you think back? How did it feel to have lost weight?
Felt amazing, yeah. Full of energy, full of cheerfulness, loved buying clothes, you know, it was great, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do just for now, but I hope you could see that conversation went in such a different way, and Jen's now going to talk us through some of the specifics to draw your attention to the tricks that we were playing.